everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio. And tonight's not so normal. Hello, Nigel. I was just
Boy.
getting ready to say,
Hi.
Nigel.
Where are you at? Oh, here he is.
Yeah, he's always in on time, and we appreciate that so much.
And thank you for sharing. We appreciate it. Sharing is
Yes.
caring.
Yeah.
Go with a cliche tonight. So we're good down here in Florida. We're having some nice toasty weather. Can almost pop popcorn outside.
Yeah, it's nice and warm up here because it's getting ready to storm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry you're getting more rain.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get that much. I doubt if we get a half inch out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And a little wind maybe, but it's gonna be over in about 3 hours.
Yeah, we had rain go to the north of us and to the south of us. Our dome is working great. We really need the rain.
Hey, Tom.
But
Hey, Tom.
What's funny is I went outside to water my tomato plants that Santa Claus Rob gave me, and I have a baby tomato.
Oh, really?
Yep. Got a baby tomato finally. But I mean, I just planted them. What was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
hey, Susan, Mike.
So that's pretty fast.
How big were they when you planted them?
Not real big.
Not real big. There were no blooms on them.
No.
So there's 5 plants, and I've got one that's doing something. But
they're like little starter plants he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in the sand here. You know, we have that red sand. So hopefully they're cherry tomatoes. So we already know that they're going to reseed themselves.
Right.
So I may end up with a whole shitload next year, but I just have to get to next year. And then with the shed that we're putting in, we're going to take
already.
Hi, Mom.
We're going to take cinder blocks, the really big cinder blocks that have really big holes in them. And we're going to make that into a raised bed garden.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, 1 plant per, and that way I don't have to worry about weeding between them or anything like that. And we've got something to keep the animals out from under the shed.
Right.
And I can put some marigolds in there to keep the snakes away too. So
good deal.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's growing naturally out there. Found out that one thing I had to get rid of was ragweed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a bunch of ragweed out there. Kind of looked like little carrot tops.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd have ragweed down there in Florida.
Yeah, we have goldenrod too.
Because
I remember those. I mean, that was in the fall, of course. But yeah, we kind of need marigolds here because of the snakes.
Yeah.
Somebody found one yesterday after the rain over in Pace. It looked like it wasn't poisonous, but it looked similar to a rattlesnake.
Oh.
So, needless to say, it looks similar. It's dead. Everybody's going, "Oh, thank God you didn't kill it." I'm like, I'd kill it first, and then I would figure out what it was.
Snakes only good, they're only good for boots and belts, and that's it.
Well, my dad used to feed us rattlesnake.
Oh, I ate rattlesnake.
Yeah,
that's actually some pretty good meat. First time I ate it, I didn't know what it was because somebody'd say, "Well, you're eating a rattlesnake. They're poisonous. You'll die."
Only as long as you don't eat their glands, you're fine.
Exactly. And Papa had some and deep fried it and everything and took a bite and I couldn't get enough of it. And he says, "That's rattlesnake." And I went, "That'll work."
The first time that I had frog legs, we were in Tennessee and we were at a buffet with Ron's good friend, Mark, and I'd never had them. So I just picked them up and I said, "Never had them. I'm going to try them." And boy, they are good.
Oh, yeah. That's why they got the Chinese restaurant in Cameron, the big new one over there, right? That does buffet. I'm not big on Chinese food. Tammy is. And everything. And her and Jeanette had ate over there a couple of times. So we was over there one day, me, Tammy, and Jeanette. And I said, well, let's go get something to eat. And I said, I know you girls are going to want to go to the Chinese restaurant. And they say, well, you come in there. I said, I'll go in there, and everything. I'm going to see what they got first and stuff. Well, they had baked fish, deep fried fish, all this, but they had giant pan of frog legs. And I went, oh, this is my place now. They went broke on what I ate on frog legs. I mean, I filled that plate up. When they come out with fresh, I would go right back up there and fill that plate up. And I said, oh, yeah, we'll come here from now on. I can get my
Yeah, we
on frog legs and fish. And
got plenty of frogs here.
Yes, we do. They're getting killed.
They're
They're
everywhere.
committing suicide by running into cars every night. So,
Everywhere.
I mean, we've got tree frogs, we got toads, we got frogs, we have poisonous frogs. You name it, we've got it. And
you got
I don't know if
poisonous
you saw my
frogs. What
picture.
poisonous frog you got?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Leah told me about it.
Yeah,
So,
she
but
believes
That's
everything
right,
I
Tom. It tastes like chicken. It
not
does.
really. Kind of tastes
Yeah.
like fishy chicken.
Yeah, but it's
kinda
good.
Chickeny taste with the filleting of the fish.
Right.
And
So-
alligator's good.
Yeah, and we haven't
Yes,
had any.
alligator is real good.
I
I've
think
had
that's one of the
alligator
things-
sausage, alligator tail. I mean, yeah, it's
They
good.
sell alligator nuggets at Walmart,
Really?
but they also sell it at the fish market.
Oh, yeah.
Rollo's.
We need to hit that again.
Yeah, Rollo's, they have it, and
Fish market, that's probably fresh, isn't it?
no, they're frozen. They
Are they?
quick freeze everything because it stays fresher longer,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. I would much rather have it locally frozen.
But it's fresh.
So, but
What kind of
yeah,
price do they have on the alligator nuggets down there?
it's a big 3-pound bag. I think it's like $15.
Really?
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Mm-mm.
If you decide you want us to bring you some when we come up to Jonesboro, let us know.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll freeze them good and make sure they're frozen in the deep freeze and brought in the Yeti. So, but yeah, tonight I'm sorry to say that the two guests that I tried to book had other important things to do. They had family obligations that came up.
Right.
But what I wanted to talk about tonight is still something that's very important for people to weigh in on their opinion of stuff.
Mhm.
We all have an opinion, and I'm not going to say the rest of that because yes, they do sometimes stink, but sometimes the stinky opinions are the real opinions. So, and I hope everybody did enjoy last night's show where we were talking and we were giving advice. And anybody who was listening to last night's show to know if they got in touch with Farah, they did. And so the problem that they were talking about is working on resolution now. So just
Awesome.
keep that in mind.
And Susan and Mike got a new puppy.
Yes, they did.
Oh.
Boy, is he cute.
Yeah.
He's got,
What's his name?
I forgot his name already,
Oh,
but he's beautiful. They'll put it in.
that's a pretty dog.
Oh yeah. Beautiful blue eyes.
A smart one, unlike the two we're babysitting.
Right.
And
But like that story you was just talking about last night and everything, it's in the works to being completed. That
Yeah.
shows
Shadow.
the friends and para unity between paranormal people and
It does.
stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it goes to show, and that's the way it should be.
Right. I mean, I didn't have an answer for the problem, but I had at least a possible solution that could help. Because I mean, when it comes to certain really serious things,
Night, Nigel.
you can't play around with somebody else's life.
Hmm.
You can't make arbitrary decisions about somebody that you're not talking to. It's all there is to it. And so I wasn't going to do that.
Well, there was
Yeah.
a lot more questions that had to be asked to the person they're going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A
those
ton.
Right. And those questions need to be confidential, or the answers need to be confidential,
Right.
not aired on here for everybody to hear. You know, even if the person was wanting to do it that way, that's the last thing you need is
Yeah,
for them.
Farrah's going to ask that guy a lot of questions
Oh yeah, she was.
directly.
Mhm.
Well, it's
So-
good.
Yep.
You know,
So
hopefully they can find out the situation and get it all taken care of.
Right. But it kind of goes into some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight,
Right.
like haunted objects and things like that. So, one of the guests I wanted to have on, he made a Facebook post. I'm not going to say his name right now because I think that's best. But he had started out his conversation to Facebook with between haunted dolls, scam locations, fake psychic mediums, and fake YouTube and TikTok channels that exploit and make a mockery out of the art of paranormal investigation. A person in this field can live an absolute lie and thrive quite nicely. Okay, so that's just one compound run-on sentence.
Right.
But that he says a lot in that sentence that I think that we've all witnessed. We even may know people who are in these TikTok channels that are creating mockeries of what we're doing, thinking that, you know, let's make fun of this person, or, you know, even the people that, you know, the little, it's funny when the cat gets covered by the sheet and runs by, you know,
Right.
it's cute, but saying it's a ghost, yeah, it's funny. But there's other things that are much more serious that they are making fun of.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the first thing I want to bring up is haunted objects. Okay. He says haunted dolls, but haunted objects. I've never witnessed one.
Mm-mm.
Is it rare? Is it kind of like a demon? Is it somebody's opinion? What is it? How do you know that it's the object that's haunted and not the person?
Right. Now, the only thing I can say about something like that, the closest thing is, like we talked about on the show here a while back, was where I did an investigation for some friends of ours in the apartment, and she had her son's shadow box hanging on her wall. Now, I captured a picture of something down in the corner. Now, that don't make it a haunted object. That makes it an attachment to the object and stuff. That I've seen in real life. But as far as haunted dolls and stuff, like what spirit is going to take theirself and put them in a doll?
I don't know.
I mean, the stories that they give to go along with those was usually it's a child. And, you know, if you go back far enough, the hair in the dolls were from, you know, somebody who was living at one time.
Right.
You know, I actually had 2 or 3 dolls that had human hair.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that the person who gave their hair for this doll when they were alive decided that they wanted to go and live in this doll now that they're dead? I don't think that there's that much. I guarantee that they don't know where that doll is. Okay. You don't know what happened to that doll. How can you go find it to possess it?
Right.
Yeah. Because if they didn't know where it was when they were living, how are they going to know where it was when they were dead?
Right. Exactly. And like I said, it's all a theory about haunted objects. Now, some objects people say, you know, weird things happen around it. Well, different things put off different frequencies.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's hard to tell. There could be a copper wire ran in the wooden frame, putting off a frequency and everything. It gives you a headache or something like that.
Mhm.
But as far as haunted objects, I'm not a real big firm believer in it and stuff. You know, you look, perfect example, look at the Clown Motel out there.
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been
I
there.
know you have, and everything. That's all started from little kids. from their older siblings to their parents, scaring a kid with a clown doll.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And having it be right next door to a cemetery.
The cemetery's really interesting.
It
The
is.
Clown Motel did nothing for me.
No.
Uh,
I did take a lot of pictures of it.
It added the experience
It did.
to
And, you
it.
know, in Tonopah,
I mean, it's right next door.
okay, you've heard us talk about it. The only thing there to eat fast food is Burger King.
Right.
And there's one gas station there, and it's the only gas station between Beatty, Nevada, and getting to Reno.
Right.
Okay. It's, you know, there's not much there. You've got the
No.
Mitzvah Hotel, you've got a few other things, and the locals don't like you. So needless to say, and the Ghost Motel or the Clown Motel, it's cheap. It's about $50.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
if you, I guarantee that they're getting more than that now because they got on TV and everything else. In fact, that was a sign for $36.99 when we were there the first time.
Mhm.
And I still wouldn't have stayed there. It looked like
Don't.
it looked like an Oyo,
Mhm.
you know, the bottom tier of the Wyndham hotels,
Right.
cockroaches and all.
We kind of almost planned on maybe staying there until we saw it. It's like, nah.
Yeah, everybody hears about, like I said, it's been on television. You know, everybody's talked about it. Oh, we'll go out there. Then you go out there and look at it and go, I ain't staying there. I don't know what I'll catch.
Well,
starters.
then we went to Mizpah and we went, wow, this is it's nice.
It is. It's very
But
nice.
then we thought, hell, there's really nothing to eat here. So we hung around there, what, hour and a half?
Yep.
And
Turned around and went back to Vegas.
yeah, we had plenty of time to get back to Vegas. Even though we're what, 3 hours away, 3.5.
Yeah, we've driven up there twice. And one time it was snowing.
Yeah, we kind of did
In
everything
March.
we wanted to do anyway, so we had plenty of time. We went back.
But then
It was
you
more
also-
interesting.
another
stop
thing you
at the-
look at is haunted mirrors.
Yeah,
Right. And like the one that they have over here in Louisiana at the Myrtle's Plantation.
Yeah.
It's not a haunted mirror. The mirror is just rust, you know, it's decaying in the back. The whatever the mirror
the
stuff is,
silver on the back. Yeah.
silver's coming off.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's coming off in such a way to where it looks like there's a face in there. And so it's pareidoia.
What's your
Yeah.
plan on going to?
Yeah, we're planning on going there. I mean, if for no other reason other than to check it out, you know, I know that some of the stories there,
Isn't it
Our-
early October?
I don't know,
I think it
are
was.
false. You know,
Mhm.
there was no Chloe that killed the family, you know,
Right.
but they're living it up on a false story. So are some other places, and I know a lot of them, but you know, these are the stories that were handed down. They never thought to check them out.
No.
So some of it is very innocent, but it's also ignorant because they're taking somebody else's word for something that they could either check it out and tell the truth or keep on going with the
We've seen
The
that
legend.
at a lot of places, at haunted locations, where the original story isn't that exciting. So you got to add to it to bring the hype in, to bring people in and stuff, and then it just builds from there.
and all of the stories they want to make them horrible, and they're not. Like McPike Mansion. If you watch Ghost Adventures, there's a demon in there. The only demon was in there was the one in Zach's pocket.
Right.
There's never been anything evil there. Now there is something protective there, which is a whole different thing. Protective and evil are two different
Right.
you know, yeah, protective could be misconstrued, but don't attack the family and you'll
Right.
be fine.
Well, it was like he's talking about Zach. Is there any show on Ghost Adventures where there wasn't a demon in the building?
Yes.
Since about 6-7 years ago, no.
No. But demons in Seattle, there were no demons in that house. Although
I wouldn't
people
even talk about that
people
one.
still want to think that house was haunted.
That guy's
Mhm.
He's a software engineer. He figured it out.
that was all fake. I knew that from first minute.
Yeah. And there
Yeah.
was another one on Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters went out to California, and there was a bar out there that had rigged stuff up. I mean,
Yeah.
they called them out. And
Mhm.
I mean, at that point in time, I had all kinds of respect for Ghost Hunters. For
I
finding all
remember
this
that
stuff.
one when he was crawling through and started finding the strings and the wires and everything. And then he went back downstairs. They started checking more out. They started showing everybody and calling it out big time.
They had something that was actually showing in the women's restroom, in the mirror and all kinds of stuff. And at that point in time, I had the utmost respect for Ghost Hunters.
I did too, because they did exactly what a paranormal group should do. If you see something like that, you call it out. Exactly. Don't come to this place, people. It's fake. They're scamming you and everything.
I mean, there was a bar I went to in Vegas. It was put together by Eli Roth. Okay. So the first thing in your mind is they're going to want you to be scared. I mean, that's his job, right?
Right.
Doll heads everywhere. It was weird. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, this bar doesn't exist anymore because it's where Rainforest Cafe is.
Yeah.
Or Bubba Gump's, one of the two. But it's horrible. It was horrible in there. Was it haunted? No. But every time you walked past the bathroom to go into the ladies' room, there was a motion detector there that noticed you were there and it would scream. So needless to say, you were getting jump scares. But
Right.
you knew it wasn't haunted. But that was the whole point, was to give you the experience. And I could
Mhm.
see this bar wanting to do that, but they shouldn't have lied and said, "Hey, we're haunted."
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
So
And it's like a lot of the shows out there. I don't blame it all on the paranormal people that's in the show. I blame 90% of it,
producers.
90% of it as the producers and directors,
Yeah.
because they're after views
Great.
and getting that revenue coming in
Yep.
and stuff.
Well, like I said, when we were on there, I expected the part with me to be on the cutting room floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember me telling people that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I did say that after I got because my show started after that.
Right.
And I said, once I heard that Deb and Tony went to the house with them, I figured that the part where I gave them the tour and talked to them, cut out. It's not that important.
Right.
Even though some of the stuff that happened while I was talking to them, they didn't even present. I mean, all the lights in the house went off and on while we were outside.
Yeah.
Nobody caught that. While I was in the house with them, everybody, all four of them got sick, or three of them got sick. Had to stop and sit down.
They could have cut out the local psychic or the local psychic. She's from Minnesota.
Yeah. She was on
Yeah, that's real local.
Yeah.
She was on Psychic Kids
She
Okay.
didn't
with Chip Coffee.
she didn't get
So,
nothing. She
but-
just knew the story.
That takes us to the next thing. Fake psychics, fake mediums. People who make their money off of you wanting news from the other side. Or you want to hear good news about your future.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always good news. I mean, we watch these shows and I hope that these people are doing it with good intentions. But I know that there's some out there that aren't.
We already
that's
know
why-
from previous shows that were aired with certain people on it that later on they found out they were all fake because they was getting information from the people prior to it, pulling them up on stage or doing this and that. And them shows were on TV for several years. just scamming people left and right, playing on people's sympathy and different things like that and everything. And now you got a lot of these mediums out here that are doing a live video on YouTube and everything that people are paying and stuff. They're sending them information. It does. You send me some information, it wouldn't take me 5 minutes. I could punch it up in there and I could give you a reading.
Yeah.
Just on what I could find on the internet.
It's the ones that can give you readings that there's no way they would know it.
That they were going to
Exactly.
No way.
Exactly. I mean, I've met a couple, and you know who I'm talking about, and everything, that has said stuff to me that there's no way they could have found it on the internet.
Sorry.
See what Tom put.
He says in a place in Milwaukee
Yeah.
had a nude poster of Burt Reynolds. And I remember when that poster came out, except for a fig leaf in the women's restroom. When the women would lift the fig leaf, a siren would go off in the bar. And so when they came out of the restroom,
Yeah,
They know what they was trying to find and look at.
Yeah.
Well, we got it here, just come on over here.
Yeah. Like I said, I remember there was some other bars like that in Maryland that I recall. I won't talk about that. It wasn't me. I was too young to be there. Even though I was in bars when I was too young to be there, but it wasn't in a bar. My mom told me about it.
Right.
What you heard.
Yeah.
But the mediums that tell you stuff out of the blue that they don't even know, like different ones that can look stuff up. You've told me stuff that my mother told you that there's no way you could have ever found out on the internet.
Yep.
Even looking on my Facebook page, you would find nothing out about my mother.
Yep.
And stuff. So stuff like that, I go, okay, there's something to it.
Yeah.
I
But
mean-
the thing is it doesn't work all the time for me. It just
No.
happens. When it happens, it happens. And
Hey, April.
it's one of those things that I think that people need to be educated about a lot more. And, I've always been interested in how to spot a fake medium or psychic, because, there's different psychic mediums, psychics, mediums. They're all different. They all have different interpretations of what the word is,
Mhm.
And
Hi, Grant.
hey there, Grant. I
Hey,
hope
Grant.
you guys are having fun over there. But yeah, it's one of those things that you always wonder about. Yeah, but I can always tell because 9 times out of 10 they're going to say something along the lines of, "There's this older woman, must be your mother. Based on your age, your mother must be passed, or your grandmother."
Mhm.
And they guess and they wait for you to respond or to acknowledge it somehow with your body language. And that's why if I wanted a reading, more than likely I would rather do it over the phone where I can mute myself, take notes, tape it, whatever,
Mhm.
and then figure it out from there. Because as
Right.
some of the people have said, sometimes, okay, this is on the side saying that they're real, that it doesn't all happen. It hasn't all already happened. It's going to
Exactly.
happen in the future. Okay. And there's others that only tell you stuff that's happened in the past.
Well, that's just like if I was going to have a reading, I would want to pay by cash and everything and say, not even tell them my name and stuff, and say, give me a number. So when you're ready, call my number and stuff. And then go in and set and try your best not to do any facial movements or anything when they're saying everything. It's hard to do, but yeah, do it that way. There you can determine if you're getting a real reading or they're out there fishing.
Oh yeah. And if they have to touch you, it's a whole other problem.
Exactly.
So yeah. Someday.
Well, I mean, when we were at the Sally house with Katrina and Rhodey, you didn't ask for a reading.
No, I didn't. I was sitting out there with
started
you,
saying, "I
smoking
got
a
somebody
cigarette,
here, and I
and
think
she
it's
comes
with you,
up and
Carl."
tells me something
Yeah,
that somebody's telling her. And I went, okay. And she kept going on.
yeah.
And when it got done, I said, why in the hell did that grandmother reach out to you? I never got along with her.
Mhm.
I never. But what got me was she kept saying the doilies, right?
Yep.
Okay. There's no pictures of my grandmother's house with all them doilies she had. Nowhere. I'll guarantee you that one. But when she said there's a chair you can't sit in that had doilies on the arms, I couldn't remember that. When I got home, I contacted my older sister and said, okay, I got a question for you. Grandma Albertson had all them doilies. She goes, yeah, and the china cabinets on the table, everything. I said, did she have a chair that we couldn't sit in? She goes, yeah. Remember that chair on the other side of the furnace with them doilies on the arms and on the back? And I went, oh, I could picture it in my mind then. Before I couldn't. And everything. And I went, oh my God.
Yeah, when
How
she
in
was
the hell
telling
did
you
she
that,
know that?
yeah, when she was telling you that, you're like, no, I don't really remember.
I
It's
remember
like,
some of the door. Well, what got me was she said, I see this bowl with this big heaping of mashed potatoes. And I went, oh my
yeah,
God. That's when I knew which grandmother it was and everything. Because she, on Sundays, she would make that and tell everybody, you got to wait until Carl Lee gets his. Because they would fill my plate up with mashed potatoes. Because that's all I'd eat, and stuff. So, yeah, when she started saying certain things like that, I'm going, how in the hell did she find this stuff out? She don't know my family. She don't know my sister, my
no, you
brother.
wouldn't know.
My little sisters wouldn't have known anything about it because grandparents were already gone and stuff. And I'm like, man. But then again, she told you something that shocked you out of the blue.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There's
And
no way you'd know.
Yeah.
no,
It was very personal. So,
Yeah,
but I've also heard mediums say, oh, I see a butterfly. And then I go to this person's YouTube or this person's Facebook page, and they had gotten a butterfly tattoo 8 months ago.
right.
And it's like, you knew that this person was getting a
They're
reading. You
reading
went out there.
people and they're looking. If you go in, say I was tattooed like crazy right here, and I had a memorial to my mom, or I had a memorial to my baby sister, or U.S. Army emblem on there. That tells them three things right off the bat that they could feed off of.
Oh yeah. So while we're at it, we've got some questions here from
Yeah, we
Jonathan.
do.
So Jonathan asks, do you feel evil spirits can be used for evil against someone? I think it depends on what deal you're going to make.
Okay, that could fall into the situation last night.
Mhm.
An evil spirit used against somebody for a curse.
Mhm.
Okay, or are you in the Paragon thingy on the floor and
Oh,
conjuring up
pentagram.
stuff, pentagram, and conjuring up people and everything, and say, I want you to go do something to this person
Mhm.
and everything. I think it can be done. Do I recommend it? Hell no.
No. And you know what? I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy.
No, I wouldn't either.
No, I just ignore them. Yeah, but that's me. That's not,
Right.
the person out there that wants to do that.
You got to remember, if
And
you did something like that, even as the Bible says, remember, things come back to you tenfold. So who's to say somebody's not out there sending 10 evils over to get you? So
and And Jonathan
Should be
says,
done more often now.
yeah, Jonathan says here he thinks it's being done regularly. And I have to agree. I think that
I
there
do
are
too.
some people out there that they get addicted to getting their way. And I don't know if you remember, but when we had on Joe Sertone,
Yeah.
he talks about that in his book Seduced, and how he was utilizing evil to get what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting all the women he wanted, all the drugs he wanted, all the money he wanted, all this stuff. And then he found God.
Right. It's like the
So,
old saying, sell your soul to the devil.
yeah.
And everything.
And the thing is who has sold their soul to the devil? I'm going to tell
if
you
you
one
look
person
at if you look at a lot of people on TV and see how they're acting and what they're doing and getting, it makes you really wonder, did they sell their soul to the devil?
There's a
Well,
lot of them that
I will
probably
tell
have.
you one person who didn't. Ozzy didn't sell his soul, or he'd be dead by now.
Oh yeah. They would have came and collected.
Oh yeah. It seems like the ones that die young.
Susan said not her.
No, it wasn't her. Wasn't me either. I mean, did Prince? Is that how he got so far up in?
Don't know.
Don't know. We're never gonna know. But if you watch
They didn't live very long.
things like Supernatural, where they say that,
Michael Jackson didn't live very long.
they go through all these things and they make a deal with the devil. They got 10 years or 7 years, whatever it is, and then they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true? I mean, I know a lot of research goes into those types of shows to make them as realistic as possible. So,
I wish they, well, if he did Michael Jackson made a deal, I wish they would have at least let him do his final farewell tour. At least.
so we could have said
Yeah.
goodbye.
We saw him one more time.
But you know what? The Rolling Stones didn't either, because
Yeah.
they're still on their farewell tour.
Exactly.
They're on their what,
20
10th one? Their 10th one?
But
12th?
I would say there's a lot of people that have sold their soul to the devil, whether it worked or not, we don't know. But as far as groups out there thinking they can send evil after this person or after this person, look down in the South, in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi,
All the
voodoo dolls, voodoo dolls. Oh, my back. Oh, and everything. There's black
But do
magic
you have to believe it?
everywhere.
So do you have to believe it? Because I know for a fact that somebody sent evil after a good friend of ours in Alabama after she fired them. And she had all kinds of things happening to her dogs and to her house and to things like that just all seemed interrelated to all
it
this.
was a little weird.
And and they had to come in and they had to get the house, cleared.
That sounds to me that was more paranoia, because if she found out they sent
I
this
think you got the wrong word. I don't think it's paranoia. Paranoia is when you see faces.
Yeah, but it's in the same realm of it.
Right.
It's in your mind. So anything that happens, that's a curse.
If I told you who it was, you would believe it 100%.
I probably got a good idea.
But I mean, one day her dog, she'd went down to check on her dog, and the dog's head was almost upside down. The dog was still alive, could hardly breathe, but the dog ended up passing about a week later. And the vet could find nothing wrong with the dog.
That would have a little bit more belief into the situation that
Yeah,
something really happened.
Yeah, she sent me pictures. So I don't know. But yeah, somebody, so that's one of those other things, Jonathan, that if you do make a deal with the devil, I hope you got a way out.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't sign that contract in your blood. If you did, well, you may not be getting out of it. And if you believe supernatural, the hellhounds are going to come for you.
Right.
But like I said, I've known people.
Just ask a question you didn't say.
No. So, but that's kind of how I feel about that. I would never do that. But we do know that there's a family down in Nixa, Missouri, that the father did sell his soul. He went to a demon before he went to God. So oh, good. I hope you enjoy the sun, because
Yeah.
He's in Arizona.
Yeah.
Jonathan is, if I remember right.
I don't remember him.
I don't know. I can't remember.
So
I think he's been here before.
So now we've gone through all the different things that we talked about in the first run-on sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, the one thing we didn't talk about was
Michigan. He's in Michigan.
some of the
Oh, okay.
YouTube people out there that are sensationalizing stuff. And we know there's some people out there that do sensationalize everything. I met one of them when we were at, not physically, I talked to him on the phone a lot of times when he would go to the Sally house.
Yep.
And he would set things up. He would set up props and things like that to force you to believe that he was having a
That's
paranormal
for his YouTube.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, he's got 1 million followers and got on TV.
Yeah, exactly. And
shows.
that was his goal, was
Mhm.
to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about and everything. Right. And I mean, yeah, and I watched a few of them because I sent messages in the chat room. You're not live there because
we were there.
It's not nighttime, it's daytime, and I know who's there.
Yep.
So yeah,
500 of our closest friends.
We were.
Yeah, he got caught so many times, but it didn't matter. He set out with a goal of, I'll use this location to make sure stuff happens because it's well known, and I get the viewers a TV. Somebody will pick me up and want to pay me big money, and I'll be on TV.
Because his whole thing was everything was a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with Ghost Town Terror, he's riding that wave. There's
a lot of them out there that get on TV and ride the wave from YouTube and stuff.
Well, Grant, you'll have to tell me about that in private, about where you're going this weekend. But yeah,
that'd be interesting.
It's one of those things that, he seems like a nice person, but knowing how bad of a liar he is takes away from me liking the show.
Right.
I love Sarah in the show. Sapphire's even pretty good, but he just irritates the life out of me because I know he's such a liar.
Right. Well, watching it, it's always in your back of your mind. If they capture something, is it real or 99% chance it's faked because of what he did before?
But all the stuff that when he was there that he faked in the Sally house, I mean, he didn't even do any research. At least fake the stuff that actually happened in the house.
And everything pick your stuff up and clean it up when you leave.
It never happened anywhere, any other time, except when he was there.
Right.
So,
but pick your stuff up. If you're going to have balloons that you say float through the air, take your helium bottle with you.
Yeah. Take it with you when you leave.
And please, God, take all your salt.
Oh my God.
Right.
God, I don't know how many vacuum cleaners I tore up cleaning up rock salt up there. So, I mean, that was it. So, I just got sick and damn tired of it. But, like I said, I talked to Sarah about this person in person, and she had nothing but nice things to say about him. But you figure every encounter they had was almost all of it was filmed.
Right.
So how do you know a person when they're showing you what they want you to see? So that's another thing. on some of these YouTube channels and other stuff, you're only seeing the parts that they want you to see.
Right.
You're not seeing everything live. They're cutting it up and they're making it into what they want to make it. When you see us, none of this is edited later.
No, this is live.
Whether I say whatever I say now, you're going to hear the same thing in 6 months when you go back to watch the video.
Or a year.
Yep,
you
she
know.
said that. And whether you like what I say or not, that's fine. But again, we're on the Bill of Rights Network, freedom of speech, and I'm allowed my opinion.
Right.
If my opinion is wrong and you think that it's wrong, please tell me. We'll talk about it. Tell me
Right.
why my opinion is wrong. But I'm going to also be able to tell you why your opinion is wrong. So keep
That's
that
right.
in mind.
That's right.
So
But
it goes
yeah,
both ways.
it's showing it
And I'll
live.
tell you when you're wrong.
When
Yes.
I'm live at the cemetery with you guys on there, we are live. There's no editing, nothing rigged up ahead of time or any of that. It's all live. You may catch something, you may not catch anything. That's
Yeah,
part
we all know
of
that.
paranormal investigating.
Something else that kind of sometimes irritates me is when you are doing a live investigation and you've got 50 people coming in saying, I see this, I see that. And you're sitting there going, I don't know if you really are. I don't know who you are. So I don't have that feeling of trust.
Right.
Well, I mean, you don't know what
Right.
don't know what they're
I
seeing.
don't know.
You don't know what they're seeing. They could actually be seeing, like, we know that even with mediums, people that see spirits and stuff like that, not each person sees the exact same thing.
Right.
So
But
I can't
again,
discount what one of them says in the chat room that, oh, I see something over there moving. And they might have.
Yeah.
Nobody else may have seen it. They might have.
yeah. So, but like I said, there's still sometimes there's that trust. If it's some random person that just comes in there that I've never heard of before, I'm going to be a little leery, and they should be of me too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I telling you the truth when I'm investigating? Am I doing something? Did I do something to make something happen? That's the thing. And there has to be the two-way trust. So people need to keep that in mind, that if you come in on a video when we're investigating and I don't take you at your word right then, doesn't mean I'm not believing you. It's just I don't know you.
Right.
And I need to know a little bit more about you before I'm going to take every word you say as the gospel,
Mm-hmm.
But
And
there's
go ahead.
no, there's just some people that when they come in, they're believable right away. Yes, that's true, Grant. People don't understand pareidoia. And I'll tell you, I'm one of the few people, I don't see it. I don't see faces and things. Except one day I did see a cloud that looked like Donald Trump. I took a picture. Well, I didn't. I had the kids take a picture. I was driving.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's very seldom. But you've seen some of the pictures that Ron has said. Do you see this guy on top of Denise?
Yeah.
Well, in front of me.
Standing by you.
I didn't see it at all. But he did.
Oh, everybody did except you and Katrina.
No, me and Isabel.
Yeah.
I don't
You and
think Katrina
Isabel.
did either.
Well, Isabel was there.
I know.
So, but
we showed that picture to lots of other people.
Yeah.
Right.
We had that picture with us a lot at the Sally house. But
these people that do the YouTube channels on the paranormal and stuff, one thing about it, people, you have to remember, they're doing it to try to get them numbers up so YouTube will pay them.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no director, producer, or anything in the background. They've already made up their mind what they're going to try to show you in the next hour to 2 hours on here and everything. And all these TikTok videos and YouTube videos of a couple laying in a bed and the woman's laying there and everything, and the cover gets pushed off, or she gets smacked on the butt and everything. Who's got the camera sitting in their bedroom like that?
Yeah, and
That's
how
a setup.
and how did they get the string? They got the string sewn into their blankets to pull it off the bed. I mean, you don't see.
You don't see who's under the bed to grab the string and pull it real quick. You know.
I mean, like I said, I've seen some of those on
Paranormal caught on.
Paranormal caught on camera.
That's unwatchable.
And they showed all
they got these camera angles where you can't see anything off to the side. Somebody could be behind the door opening the thing or shutting it or whatever.
Right. But I got to give credit to the people who come up with these ideas of how to do it.
It is entertaining.
You wonder how many times they filmed it so that you wouldn't catch what is going on. They're just like a magician.
So-called experts, they eat it up. They buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't question anything.
It gets 40 million views, so it gets that money rolling in.
I tell Ron all the time. I said they must have stopped at the store and bought straws before they went in. Grasping at straws.
Oh my gosh.
And I just sit there and go, oh my God. And why is there only one camera? If you're really that concerned, aren't you going to have multiple cameras around the room to show the entire perspective so that people can see it's not fake?
Right.
And why would you set up cameras if nothing's happening and you just want to make it look like that? That's one thing. But if it was happening all the time, what happened to all these other days worth of videos where nothing was happening?
Exactly.
Yes, the experts on paranormal caught on camera are idiots.
I can't.
Yeah, they are.
I have to say, I do love the Osbournes Want to Believe. I have to say.
Yeah, because they do call it out.
It's the same videos, but it's much more funny hearing Sharon F this and F that and Ozzy saying ball lightning. I love ball lightning.
Well, you look at Ozzy back through his whole history. I bet he's seen some weird stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't paranormal. It's what other nice little drug he took that brought out the pink elephant, anything. But yeah.
But I do have to say though, I do love watching that show, but Jack he's one of those that everything's paranormal. He's gullible. Mm-hmm. And I want people to not be gullible. And so that goes to the next part of what this guy said, which is before you seek their services, don't be afraid to ask these folks to prove themselves to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't or say that they are not obligated to do so, flip them the bird and move on.
That's right. Exactly.
Don't let them con you out of it. If you stop giving a clown attention, they will stop performing. Entertaining them will only make you part of their circus. So my mom always said, not my monkeys, not my circus.
Right.
And I don't see in any other field, you have to prove yourself. You have to. I can't do the job that I do if I couldn't do a V lookup and I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm an expert at Excel. If I can't prove that I'm an expert at Excel, and I said that, call me out. Tell me.
Right.
Don't hire me for the job.
Exactly.
If I went to somebody's house and they said that they were an exterminator and their house was a horrible mess, I wouldn't believe them. Just saying.
Yeah.
So let's see, what's Grant say? Jack started out bad when his editor forgot to edit out him kicking the wall and said, "Did you hear that? I remember that.
I remember that one.
I remember that.
Yep, I remember that. But that's the thing. Do you believe that there should be some kind of, if you're asking somebody for service, that they should be able to at least give you some references?
Not really.
So
Not
if
on.
you had somebody doing work on your house, would you just
Oh yeah,
hire them
on my house.
blindly?
Yeah, I want references and services. Right.
Depending on what.
In the paranormal field, I could see giving references, but other than proving myself, there's nobody out there that can prove themselves in the
But
paranormal field.
they can at least give references like what you guys just did for a medium.
Right.
Okay. So you guys talked about that medium. I also talked about that medium in another way. Same medium.
Hmm.
So, you know, you guys would probably give a different
Reference.
review
Yeah.
reference than I would. And that's because of what I know. You know, do I always think this? No, I don't, because your opinions can change after you get to know someone. But
Hmm.
it happens where I'm going to give a hotel 5 stars because I didn't see the bugs.
Right.
It was clean when I went, but I wasn't up at 2:00 in the morning to see the roaches coming out of the tub.
Exactly.
I didn't see the silverfish,
Right.
you know, so that's a whole different thing. Is it the same? Yep, it is, because it's all opinion. And,
Hmm.
you know, people need to ask opinions when it comes to some of this stuff. That, like last night, they asked for advice. They asked us for help.
Hmm.
And my opinion is I can't help you. You need to talk to Farah.
Right.
Helps that she's just right down the road from them too.
Yeah. And she's part of that area's diocese over there too. So
Mm.
that helped out a whole bunch.
But, you know, if they were somewhere else, would I have suggested the same person?
Probably
I don't
not.
know. I don't know what I
Probably
would have
not.
suggested. So, but I mean, I know that Farah can help remotely too.
Right.
But like I said, I think it just depends on what I believe is going to be the best solution for that person.
Hmm.
But, you know, does anybody in our chat, you guys have any different opinions? Has anything that we've said sparked anything in you to make you go, never thought of that?
Right.
Because
Right.
sometimes it is I never thought of that.
And you look at how many, okay, this year, starting a new season, how many new paranormal shows are there going to be on? They've cut a whole bunch of them out. Yeah, 0.
Yeah, Zach got rid of all of them except
Uh-huh.
his.
So now we've got to go somewhere else to get that. So Netflix will probably have them. Hulu will probably have them.
Yeah, but they're going to be
YouTube
all
has a
reruns.
buttload.
They're all going to be reruns.
I guarantee there's going to be new ones.
You think so?
I think there's going to be some new ones, but they're going to be from different networks that are not affiliated with Warner Brothers.
Yep. Yep.
Because
I have to be.
Warner Brothers made a deal with Zach, and that's all that matters. Who derived?
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's none of these shows and everything. Even the ghosts of any town, from Morgan City to Devil's Perch. I don't even think there's another season of that coming out.
I don't know. I did not ask that question when I was talking to Brandon the other day.
Right.
Of
I
course, I
haven't
don't know
heard
if
He may not know either.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
And out there, gotta keep our mouth. And
Raid
the Raid
Chasers.
Chasers.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, because when they were at the Paracon here in Pensacola, they said they're going in 3 weeks. Yeah, they were going overseas.
But
for some investigating.
But the thing is how many shows have they had?
Oh yeah,
that's failed. I don't think Zach's afraid of them.
No, I don't think Zach. I don't think Zach has anything to do with that.
But I'll tell you, I did like Haunted Live after they got rid of Sparky, but I still like the show. I just didn't like Sparky, and I know you guys are probably going to go, who in the hell's Sparky? But he was the
Well,
first guy that was doing
Wasn't long enough.
I guess there is one really paranormal show still going on, and that's Skinwalker Ranch. That
Yeah,
falls
that's
under
on-
so many categories.
Yeah, but they don't have any. Yeah, that's totally
But
different.
the thing
It's
is, they haven't, on Skinwalker Ranch, they have not gone into paranormal,
Nuh-uh, not that
only
much.
UFO, and a few other. They don't get into the
They're
legend.
linking the UFOs to the paranormal out there is what they do. It's just not, oh, the ranch house out there, it's haunted. No, when this happens, it's UFO. You got this around it and everything
Yeah.
around it. So it's a different thing, but still it falls under, we're getting away from paranormal shows to more UFO shows, more Bigfoot shows,
Is that on
stuff
Zoom?
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm one behind.
the
I've got to.
the thing is a lot of people equate.
I can't. There's certain shows I like to watch and I like to pay attention to. I like to watch Moonshiners,
Mm-hmm.
Skinwalker Ranch, and then I got Miss Commentator that's got a comment on everything, and I can't watch it. I have to watch it when she's not around.
And I'm always around
You haven't developed.
It's annoying as hell.
until we get another room with a TV and furniture.
She comment on everything.
Well, Grant, they're living in the fifth wheel, so
Yeah.
they don't have a lot of space separated.
Yeah.
So I guarantee Shay does the same thing. I
Probably.
guarantee it. Yep. Because I get so frustrated with the bullshit.
I had to sit when she's watching her soaps and comment on
You
on your dumb soap.
Yeah,
No, I
you do.
can't stand even listen. I got to be.
Yeah,
I
he
got
does.
to go.
He sits there. What he does is he sits there and he'll make smart remarks
Yep.
going, really? They did that? And then I start to explain and go, why am I explaining this to him? He
I
doesn't
just
care.
leave. I act like I care, and then when she gets into it, I like. See you later.
Oh, we have 2 rooms with 2 TVs. He gets the bedroom and I get the main. So this is
Yeah, well,
this
Once
bedroom
I
is
get
our
the
living room.
cleaned out, then I can
In all honesty, we only need
get another TV.
a kitchen, laundry room, bedroom, and bathroom. We would be fine in a tiny house if it was just us,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. So
I know.
plus we do want people to visit at some point. Nobody wants to visit in a small house and smell your BO. So, but back to Skinwalker Ranch. There's a lot of people out there, especially in the
I like that shit. That's interesting. The stuff that
in
they
religion.
come up or find.
In religion that
Mhm.
kind of equate angels and demons to UFOs, and that's what they are. The aliens are actually angels and demons.
But they're
And
actually
that
doing
ghosts are actually
scientific. They're
angels and
doing
demons.
scientific research, and they're getting
Right.
the same result or different,
But
the
nothing,
same thing in the same spots.
right.
Right.
But they still
Using
can't
different-
prove what it is.
No,
No.
I know that.
So is this alien technology? Is it, what is it? They lead you on and then they cut you off. It's like a hooker.
They're trying
gotta
to
keep
find
paying
what
for
it is. They're trying to find what it is. That's
Yeah, keep paying for it. Keep coming back for more. Maybe drugs. Maybe it'd be better to say drugs.
It might be.
But yeah, I'd like to see something that where, because they've talked about this goes back all these years, forever and ever, that the people have been seeing stuff out there. So far, they haven't talked about any of the shadow people or anything like that are seen out there, or the shapeshifters or any of that. I haven't heard them say much.
Skinwalker?
Yeah, they haven't talked much.
Oh yeah,
about
they
it.
have.
A little bit, but they don't go into it too
Yeah,
far.
they don't go into any detail.
They talked about it. I mean, they said that they seen it.
It's like I said, I've watched.
Too busy flapping their gums and not paying attention. That's what it is.
No, I've been watching it, and I just haven't seen
I know.
anything related to truly skinwalkers. Only they focus on it's aliens, and that's because of Travis.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants it to be. He doesn't want to focus. Now, if they had Josh Gates out there, we would be focusing on skinwalkers and, you know,
Ghosts and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Changers and all that other good junk. So, but
that's mainly because when they do their experiments, crap shows up in the skies that they can't explain.
That is true.
You want to talk about shadows when you got that going on? I'm not.
Well, why aren't they seeing, you know, like I said, this is what people talk about, though. They talk about the shapeshifters and they talk about this. And yeah, we would love to investigate with Josh Gates.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But, you know, yeah, I mean, depending upon who you talk to, there are no aliens. There are no ghosts. It's all angels and demons. And if you talk to other people, it's all aliens. It's not angels or demons. It's all aliens. So what is it? Bigfoot. What is Bigfoot? Is he an alien? Is he a demon? Is he a Wookiee? I don't know. So it's just one of those things that just makes you think. And not always skeptics for $200. That's yeah. You could always use Denise for that answer every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know more. Why? And I guess that's why we're investigators. We're looking, we're asking, we want to know more about all the stuff that's going on. Is it paranormal or what happened out there before the guy bought the property? What was his name? The billionaire.
Oh,
Bigelow.
Yeah.
He's still alive. I thought he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
What happened before he bought it? Did somebody do something? And yeah, that's true. We'll never know.
And why can't they get any of the government files on it that were being kept by him and the government? That's always bugged me.
And Travis has got the clearance. So what isn't he telling them that he knows?
I think that's why they got him in there. It's because he does have some
clearance, but he's not allowed to.
He knows something.
He's not allowed to share.
I know.
You know, you're still under that oath of things you guys can't share.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know how it goes. So, but yeah, I'd like to know more. And if I'd actually love to talk to Travis and Travis together. It'd be great. Talk to him and Travis Walt at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, that would be interesting.
But yeah, that's another thing. People who say that they're abducted or that they're losing time. We can't disprove it.
No, we can't.
But Travis Walton, his story's never changed in all these years. Is it because he wrote it down and put it in a book that it's not changing? I don't think so. He seems very sincere when you talk to him.
It's in his mind and it stays there as a permanent picture and stuff. So, you know, a lot of us, our memories are like that.
Mm-hmm. He survived something.
Mm-hmm. Something happened to him. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, he remembers to a certain point, and then
he doesn't.
Then he's
right. But like I said, you can't disprove anybody that says I was abducted by aliens. Okay, you know we can't say you weren't.
No,
we weren't there and seen it. You know, so we can't say yes or no. You know. And if they are abducted, why isn't some of the medical people picking up on this and finding something?
Well, there are some people that have chips in them that they don't know where they came from. I mean, I'd like to talk to Terry Lovelace. He's got a chip, and you know, he was stationed down there in Missouri, went to Devil's Den over in Arkansas. I don't know why it took them so long to get there. That's a whole different problem. Shouldn't have taken that long to drive there. Just saying. But, I would like to talk to him. I've heard other people that I trust that have interviewed him, and his story is amazing. But then you also have Tina, who used to run KCOR, who is abducted and wants to go back so bad. And then you've got these other stories of people who going, nope, I'm not going. And then you heard Dwight and Rhonda say that if they showed up, they'd get on the ship and go.
Oh, yeah. They'd be gone in a heartbeat. They wouldn't care.
Nope. They would just go. And do we believe? I mean, we know that we're not the only people in the universe, but do these reptilians, is it like the Planet of the Apes? Are there planets?
We don't know what the other species is,
right?
know.
And are we the other species? And were we all created by God? Or were we just, this is what we are?
Susan and Mike are going to Utah next month.
Yeah. And are we Australia? Or is our families the outcasts and the criminals of all the other societies, and they shoved us all here?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't get into Skinwalker Ranch, but
without knowing somebody.
Well, yeah, without knowing somebody. But it's the Yucatan Valley or Yucatan area. You can get in that area, and they said there's a lot of stuff going on.
Go to the Indian reservation on one side of it. You can see it from there.
Yeah.
Go talk to the chief.
Well, that whole area, they say, is really active.
Yes, they probably are, Shay. I have to say, they probably are talking about us right now. Like the cat video or the cat commercial that says, oh, I love people videos. That's us. But yeah, it just always makes me wonder, it's back to Bigfoot again. With aliens, same thing. Should I be afraid or not? If there's a ship out front of my house saying, come on, let's go, I'm going to ask some questions.
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to say is, let me see your tongue. Does it slip? Does it look like a snake tongue? Because if it does, I'm not getting on. I can get that. And if they have a long tail like a rat, also not getting on.
Exactly.
And if they
we ain't getting along, I ain't getting on there.
Yeah. If it's anything disgusting, no.
No.
But if they look like Tina's, then yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, I mean, the picture she had drawn, she told, she was up there. She gave the description of the people. It was a man and a woman. What I noticed, they look like normal people, like us, except they had their eyes are really, really bright blue.
Ice blue. And their noses were like ours, but just a little bit flatter on the ends. They're just flatter. Other than that, look almost identical. Slimmer.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't look threatening. Taller. Yeah, threatening or anything. And I said, how old are they? I mean, the guy looked like,
well, he might have been 40.
40 maybe, and the woman
maybe 25.
Yeah, 25 or so. And she said, he was like 450, and she was pretty young. She was only, 220. I went, whoa.
And seeing something like that,
it didn't look threatening.
You wouldn't be threatened.
And she wasn't. She said she's been abducted 9 times. Mm-hmm. The last one was, it's probably about 20 years ago now. Yeah. And she said she wants to go back.
Yeah, they shot her full of something, and she's never been sick since.
Yep, never been sick. Every time she got taken, she learned something, more and more, got more information. I don't know.
The only reason she didn't want to go to stay was because of her son. Mm-hmm. But she said she would go out.
If you didn't have any family or anything like that around, I could see going, okay, I'm going on a vacation. Maybe permanent, but I'm going on a vacation.
She would chase everything she saw in the sky.
Yeah.
Everything. And she's not the only one. I mean, in Vegas, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that chase what's in the skies.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
she also thought, because she hadn't been back, they haven't, came down and got her anymore, is that she has the information that they want her to have, is what she thought. She has enough information that they're going to give her, and that she's not going to get anymore.
So
Right.
Susan's saying we're a giant petri dish,
Yeah.
and we could be.
Could be.
The Earth is a giant lab, and maybe we are the test subjects. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things that we see in our movies and TV shows are probably a lot closer to reality than what we want to believe. Is that little thing on the cat's collar, the Earth on Men in Black, the first one? Are we really that tiny and minute and we don't know it? Horton hears a who. I don't know.
Well, you look back at, let's go back into the 30s and 40s, right? Buck Rogers, right? Flying in a spaceship.
Mhm.
Nobody ever heard of that, and everything. 30 years later, we're walking on the moon.
Mhm.
Went up in a spaceship. How would they have came up with an idea for Buck Rogers back there? You see what I'm saying? They've had to see something to make it, okay, we're going to draw this and make it look like a spaceship.
Maybe they saw the petroglyphs out in, Arizona and Utah and New Mexico, where all these things are drawn out there, and they look like flying saucers.
Yeah.
They look like portals. I mean, you've seen that on the show on Skinwalker Ranch, where they show that. Well, we've seen them in person. These people, they draw people that look like astronauts. You see it in the Egypt, in the pyramids, even where there's something coming down. It looks like God, like a spaceship.
Right.
Is that what God is? We don't know for sure, but there's something that is our creator. And where did he come from?
Mm-hmm.
Or she, them? I don't know. I hope I don't go to hell for all this, but it's just me asking
I don't think
questions,
we
God.
will. We have free will, free mind,
Mhm.
and stuff. All humans do, and everything. So I don't think talking about it like we do, because we always, when we're talking about it, we put up the question. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. These are our opinions that come out. So, no, I don't think we'll end up in hell.
This might be one of those days where you need to play my disclaimer.
Well, you kind of have to wonder about some things, because as far as technology goes,
how fast it went
from about the mid 40s, and Roswell and all that.
Yep.
How much technology has changed in 80 years?
Leaps and bounds.
1,000 years ago, we invented the wheel. 800 years ago, we're still rolling the wheel. 500 years ago, it's still got a wheel. That's about it. 300 years ago, still rolling the same wheel.
100 years ago, we put a motor with it.
The car to put that wheel on.
But
and
you
now,
look at you
you
look at everything through there.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of technology came out in the late 50s, early 60s, but bigger technology started coming out in the early 70s, like microwave ovens, right?
Yep.
And stuff. All this stuff, modern technology. Yeah, I know there's scientists and people out there that the numbers just flash through their mind and they can see all that. But
somebody whispered in somebody's ear some major stuff.
There
was a knowledge transfer of something, because Where did
Well,
where did the atom
Eisenhower-
bomb come from?
Mhm.
Eisenhower
I
was
know
supposed
we
to have a
created the-
meeting.
where did the
You remember
thought
that?
Mm.
Eisenhower was supposed to have a meeting
and he disappeared.
with the aliens,
Uh-huh.
and he for information, to get information, supposedly
That's what his granddaughter said.
to get lots of good information to keep peace.
Mhm.
Right.
That's all we had to do. But a lot changed right after, not long after that.
Yeah, World War II was over pretty
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
And cell phones were starting to
Eisenhower was after, but
but you got all this stuff all happening all at the same time. And then the second industrial age was so short compared to the first. And then you have the second, and now we're in the third. We might even already be in the fourth.
We could be with the technology, AI, robots, and all this that's out there. Yeah, we could be.
And AI is something else that people should be leery of. And knowing that that's kind of what I do for a living, people should be leery, be afraid, be very afraid.
Mhm.
It's not
Yeah,
all of it's not bad, but some of it could be in the hands of the wrong people, could be
yeah, I
bad.
have no idea.
Exactly.
I do not want it
Exactly.
to, I don't want people to go out and use AI to tell them how to think.
No.
Don't use AI to create your resume. Create your resume, then use AI to fix it up. You
Right.
know, things like that. Don't use it to solve all your problems, because that's a problem. That's creating a new problem. You can't, there's no common sense, no creative thinking.
Exactly. They're taking it out with the AI part of it and everything. I've looked into a couple of them making some little short
Yes.
videos and stuff, and I went, no, I don't care for this.
No.
I really
Yep.
don't.
Yeah. Melissa says AI can be used the wrong way. Yeah, it can.
Yes, it
But
can.
Yeah.
so can regular, no AI whatsoever. Somebody creating a virus on a computer without AI. They were doing it before AI. So any technology can be used against us.
Yeah.
The thing is we've got to know when it's being used against us as propaganda. We're probably going to get kicked off Facebook and YouTube, but they utilize AI to force you guys to find our channel, or to not
Yeah.
find our channel, or to find, Biden's greatest hits, and
Keep looking.
keep looking. Good luck.
Yeah.
You won't find it.
But yeah, the government doesn't want us to have common sense. And I agree with that, Shay. They don't want us to think for ourselves. We're stupid. We need to be told how to think. And
They
that's
wanna
what AI is
control
going to
us.
do for them.
Yeah. They want to control us.
And don't let it happen.
No.
People, don't let it happen. I don't want to be sitting here in 15 years going, told you.
That's too late.
Yeah, 15 years, it'll be too late. It's already too late for some people. People who are getting their news from TikTok, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
There is no news on TikTok.
It's propaganda.
No, there's not. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's something else.
Get your news from multiple places.
Yeah.
Don't get it from CNN, just CNN. Don't get it just from Fox News. Don't get it just from Newsmax. Get it, all of it, and then figure it out for yourself. What you
Right. Read
truly
between
believe
the
is right.
lines. Read between the lines on all of it and come up
Right.
with your own conclusion and opinion on it.
Read between the lines, because if you don't, you're going to be reading between the lines.
That's
You're gonna be
exactly
screwed.
right. That's right.
Just keep that in mind. You
And read
have
between
to
these
have,
lines and everything going on now, especially the next 8 months.
oh, yeah. What are you being told, and what aren't you being told?
Mm-hmm.
And who's telling you what?
Yeah.
Who's changing the story while they're telling it?
Yeah, because they're going
I've
to be
seen that a
telling
lot
you what
lately.
you can do and what you can't do.
Watch out for stormy weather.
Yeah.
some of those people are liars,
Yep.
and some of that was suppressed.
Yep. And a lot of it.
So,
What's your constitutional rights in your state and through the federal government? Because as we've seen here the last couple months, they have been violating a certain person's
Everything.
left and right.
Yep.
and the
the
thing
people in
is
charge of that
pretty
should
obvious.
be charged.
Very obvious.
and it's also obvious.
And you know what? They can do it to him. They can do it to
To any one of us. If
But
it
you know
goes
what?
through,
Apparently not Hillary.
Oh no, she's on.
they can. She just happened to
on
be
the
on
left
the wrong dumb side.
She's on the left side. So
Yeah.
but there is ways to fix this.
Yeah, there is.
Vote and vote often. Vote however many times they'll let you vote.
And all I'll say
Yeah.
is, we'll just do what needs to be done
And they're
if
changing.
it has to be done.
You have to remember that what they said. Republicans are going to vote on Tuesday and Democrats are going to vote on Wednesday so they can keep us from fighting.
Yeah.
Hey, they are stupid enough to do that.
Yeah.
So
If they thought that that Hillary would get as a runner-up would
Oh,
get the
God.
presidency after Trump got impeached, it's like,
Yeah.
wow, really? It's
Uh-huh.
not Miss America.
yeah, doesn't go the runner up.
Yes,
No.
Melissa, I am worried about our younger generation and the history that's being wiped out.
Oh
is
yeah. Exactly.
huge. Because, I'm Native American and they don't even cover that crap anymore.
Mm.
They don't even talk about how, the Native Americans were run out of their land and sent here and sent there. And they don't even
Mhm.
cover any of that crap.
Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, I am worried too, Shay, what they're really capable of. That's why we all have to watch and we need to speak up. Even if we're afraid, we need to speak up. Have an opinion, share it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to piss off a lot of people, but
Hey.
well, apparently not where I live.
No, not here.
Yeah, not in conservative capital of Florida.
Mhm.
Actually,
How we went.
our county just put out a post. Our county put out a post, the more MAGA than ever.
Mm.
So if our county's putting that out,
We went.
that tells you something.
Yeah, that tells you something. You're a real blue. Yeah.
Miami, I think, is probably the reddest you're going to get.
Miami.
Parts of Miami,
Yeah.
even though it's blue government down there.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
It'd be
That's
red
probably.
No, they
red.
got a Republican mayor.
I know, but the
Miami.
people there may
The
be
people
more
there. Yeah.
You said blue?
red. I meant red.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So
Yeah, we went down to Panama City and then around the Bend, Florida Bend, and up Tallahassee. Oh, all through Georgia, up to South Carolina. Not one Biden sign.
we even drove through Atlanta,
Not one.
and like I said,
Couldn't find one.
we drove through Atlanta. We went through the college town of Athens, Georgia. You want to know why we went to Athens, Georgia? You're gonna laugh.
Why?
Because there's an Andy's frozen custard.
Andy's.
Oh,
And to go around Atlanta
yeah.
But I mean, that's why I told him. I said,
or parking lot.
here, this is where we're gonna go. So
The parking lot of Georgia.
and we told them when we left the night before
I wanted to move there at one time.
that we would be their first customers in the morning at 11 a.m. And we were.
I was in Georgia for 4 months. That was long enough for me.
For Army training.
Fort Gordon, Georgia.
Yeah, I went down to Warner Robins for a couple weeks. I loved it down there.
Yeah, it's all closed up now.
Good.
But yeah, we hung out in Atlanta for a weekend and we had a great time. I thought I wanted to move there when I got out, but boy, I'm glad I didn't.
Well, I used to drive through
Traffic's
there a
horrible.
lot over the road going to Florida.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
The loop around Atlanta, we always called that the Atlanta 500.
Yep.
Because when you got on there, you better be floored.
Yeah,
or
well,
you
it's a
get ran
parking lot
over.
too. I don't know if you knew that. It's a parking lot too, so you might as well
Yeah.
go through downtown and wait it out.
And they have multiple beltways now.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's-
I don't know if me calling it a beltway is just because of where I grew up, but like 435, I always called that a beltway.
Yeah.
Right.
They've got like 3 or 4 of them around Atlanta now. It's kind of like a giant donut hole,
Yeah.
you know. But okay, so Melissa says we sure don't need TV. All we have to do is go outside and see it live. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
So, but I don't know.
So what do you got next month there, Carl?
Next month, July 11th and 12th, will be in Paragould, Arkansas, at the Scared City Productions presents the Paranormal Horror Show down there convention. And we have a lot of paranormal teams and paranormal people will be there. A lot. If you're a horror fan, make sure you come. There's a lot of horror actors that'll be there and stuff. A lot of different things going on, but that's in Paragould, Arkansas. So come on down. If you come on down, stop over there at Wizards Engraving, and you'll see me down there with my engraving machine doing engravings.
You guys next week.
See you next week, Grant.
See you, Grant.
But
Yep.
yeah, we
Handshake.
got that coming up, and then end of October we'll be in Ashmore, Illinois, at Ashmore State.
Well, also at your event in Paragould, you have there is a paranormal investigation.
Yeah,
a
3
house.
days. 3
Yeah,
days.
What's the story behind that house?
Okay. The house, it's in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Okay. Outside of the town. And Scared City Productions bought it and turned it into a horror location. Like you'd see at Halloween time where you go through and get scared fest type stuff. But there's things that went on in that house and everything. I don't know the full history of the house itself. But in the back, in the field there, they pulled in and they bought a jail that is like 15 by 20 jail, right? Made out of metal, got the bar doors, the bar windows, and everything like that. It was built in the 1850s, about 75 miles away, and was used as a jail. And they have all the records with it, and there's over 12 people that died inside that jail and stuff. Last year we was down there with 2RAM Paranormal and a bunch of the people that work there at the haunted house and everything. And they got some pretty good information in there. We got a couple of things in the house. Yeah, all I can say is you have to go down and check it out. The only thing I would ask, though, if I go back down there again, I want a map of the damn house.
Oh,
No.
You go through and you're walking up and you're walking down and around. And it took me 10, 15 minutes to find my way out of that place.
Like the Winchester
In the
house?
dark.
well, we'll be there.
Yeah, we're planning on going. So, anybody that's
Wanting to see us,
Mike and Susan.
Dara and Caitlin.
Yep.
Any of you guys, anybody who wants to meet up with us Pride Moors, let us know,
Right.
and we'll let you know where we're going to be. And I'll tell you what you can bring me from your hometown.
That's right. And we'll be
Bring us
live
Andes.
down there several times during that whole weekend deal
Yeah.
down there. So
Bring us Andes.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from Santiago if he's going to accept us as volunteers.
call him on Facebook. Well, right now, don't call him. He's in Connecticut.
working, I know.
He's filming a movie.
So, but no, I'll
Okay.
message
Yeah.
him again.
Yeah.
So, and Melissa, tell us where we can buy some heritage seeds. I'd like to know. So
Yeah.
we'll have.
I would really like to know because these Walmart seeds that I bought this year, don't nobody go buy your vegetable seeds or anything from Walmart. Don't do that.
I couldn't get
I
them to
still
grow.
got tomato plants that are this tall that's been growing for 2 months.
Yeah, I could never get anything. to
Actually,
grow.
longer than
I
that,
didn't,
5
I
months.
didn't know that.
Have you tried any potato water?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've tried everything.
Miracle Grow and
I've got 2 of them finally outside now that are about, I got one that's about 18 inches tall and the other one's about 14.
Oh. Well, at least mine were started in Florida, so they should be fine. I'm just moving them from Pensacola to Milton, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Right. But no, I
Yeah,
planted
let us-
They're
these
way
from
up in Milton.
seeds under the grow lights and everything, got them acclimated, put them outside, and this shit don't grow.
Well, like I said, I
I
have.
thought
one
it was
teeny
me. I
tiny
could never get anything
tomato.
that grows. I just figure I don't have a green thumb. I know that.
No. So,
I can get things to grow, but I have to keep them away from the cats. But like I said, once we get those cinder blocks out there, get the shed and the cinder blocks, we're going to fill those with
The
dirt,
right concrete mixture, then
have the right dirt
Denise will go swimming in the ocean
with my new concrete swim
with her new
shoes.
shoes.
Maybe
oh,
the waves will knock me down and I won't be able to get back up.
You're like a
That'll be
weevil.
right. Well,
weevils.
when you
walk-
get ready to
Last-
does Ron have any more weightlifting equipment in there?
Oh yeah, we have in the garage.
Make sure you take inventory of everything, because here lately they've been recovering bodies with 25-pound barbells tied to their feet in the bottom of lakes.
Oh well, we don't have a lake. Well, we do have a holding pond. Did you see my picture?
See,
from
I'm
the
thinking
holding
way
pond?
ahead. I know that's gonna rust eventually, 200-300 years down the road, and then I get busted.
Yeah.
300 years.
Or 200-300 years down the road, you don't care about it. You're going to be gone anyway.
Oh yeah, and I'd be fish food. But did you see those red-billed ducks? They say that they taste pretty good.
Like mud.
No, that's the other ones.
Oh,
They're moorhens, but there's also mud ducks down here, and they eat mud. And people go, well, what do they taste like? They go, they taste like mud because they eat mud.
Well, that's like down around close to where you guys used to live at, down there in Johnson County. Somebody reported they were missing their alligator. 3-foot-long alligator. It was
Missed
found
him.
in one of the lakes down there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, you do know that the crocodile hunter, he actually came to Hillsdale Lake back right around the time we first moved down there, and around 2000 before he died, of course.
Yeah, because somebody
But they had said that
put one out there.
there were alligators in Hillsdale.
Oh, really?
And so they went out there looking for it. They didn't find anything, but
Yeah.
Hillsdale Lake is pretty big. So, but yeah, I remember when he came, they did all kinds of stuff on the news, talking to him and everything. So, of course, at that point, they were also still
alligator
finding
crossing.
barrels
I want to get an alligator.
with bodies in
Alligator
them
crossing sign.
Yeah.
from that Richard
When
whatever.
we get a
his
lot
name
of
was.
rain.
So, but next week I've got on some people from the Cajun Country Paranormal event. I got them coming on my show, and working on getting a guest for Tuesdays.
The one in Alabama, everybody.
That's it.
Is
Oh
that,
no, that's not
when
that.
when is that?
That one is in September,
Oh yeah, Brandon was talking about.
and
It's September. I thought it
yeah.
was.
I contacted them
July or
to be
August.
talking to them here
Okay.
shortly. So that one's in Ozark, Alabama.
Yeah,
This other one's in
yeah. A lot of people are going to that.
Lafayette, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Cajun Country one, and Sarah is part of the Cajun Country one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. That,
and Lee
Sounds pretty
Triana is
good.
part of the one in Ozark, the lady you want to meet.
yeah.
So,
Now you get down
That's
there in
some of-
Louisiana to a bunch of those conventions, you may see Howard Petrie.
oh, I know. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's fully recovered from all of his crap.
I think so.
Yeah, he was really sick for quite a while, but
Right.
You know what, guys? Join me every Monday at 7 p.m. Central for the Paranormal Pride, and I hope you'll listen and join us here every Tuesday night at 5 o'clock Central for Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal. And Paranormal Nation Radio can be seen and heard where?
On the Billerites Network on Facebook, Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment's Facebook page, Things Network page on there, all on Facebook. You can find us also on Born TV on Rumble. So you can find us in lots of locations. Plus, you'll find us on here on the Paranormal Pride on YouTube channel. So check us out in all those locations. Like, share, follow, all that good stuff. So, but we will see you all next week here on Paranormal Nation Radio. Have a good evening and be safe.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.